Gusto ko lamang pong liwanagin na wala hong may monopolyo sa pagmamahal sa bayan dito. Hindi kayo, hindi kami. Pare-parehas tayo nagmamahal sa bayan. Pare-parehas tayo nagseservisyo. Diba? Huwag nyo sabihin mas magaling kayo. Dahil kami, hindi naman namin sasabihin magaling kami. Pero kung pagmamahal sa bayan, pare-parehas tayo. Huwag nyong sosolohin yan. Dahil magagalit si Congressman Dan Fernandez. Anyway, this is a manifestation.
Yes,
Okay.
Chair.
Please proceed.
Tayo ditong mga kinatawan ay ibinoto lamang ng ilang libong Pilipino. Ngunit ang kasama natin ngayon ang Pangulong Duterte, ang most voted Philippine leader ng 2016. At ang kanyang anak, Vice President Sara Duterte, ang most voted Philippine leader naman ngayong 2022. I would like to manifest na gusto ng sambayanang Pilipino ang pagdurog niya sa mga kriminal, durugista at NPA na terorista. Kaya sila ibinoto at patuloy na mahal ng mga Pilipino. Kaya gusto natin ng patas na hearing. Sana sinama natin dito ang libo-libong mga magulang na ang mga anak ay biniktima ng mga durugista. Ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino na naglalakad galing trabaho, tapos naksak o pinatay ng adik, lahat ng mga kababaihan, na kahit pati infant na babae ay ginahasa na ng adik. Libo-libo rin ang kanilang mga magulang at mahal sa buhay na wala dito ngayon. Awang-awa ang mga Pilipino sa mga inosenteng pamilyang na ito, kaya niluklok ng bansa ang Pangulong Duterte. Ang drug war ng Pangulo ay policy lamang. Hindi ito natupad kung hindi ito pinondahon ng Kongreso ng 6 na taon. Majority pa nga dito sa mga kinatawan ay naka-Duterte fist pa nung buong 6 na taon eh. Ang Duterte Youth Party List po ay patuloy na naninindigan sa Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte at pangalawang Pangulo, Sara Duterte, na naglingkod ng maayos, dumurog sa mga durugista, kriminal at NPA na terorista para proteksyonan ang milyon-milyong Pilipino. Bakit wala nag-iimbestiga dito o nag-iimbita sa atin sa sobrang raming Pilipino na biniktima ng mga durugista? And lastly, sa mga kongresista na kaalyado ng mga NPA, mahiya naman tayo sa topic ng pagpatay dahil kayo mismo, hindi kayo nagsasalita sa pagpatay ng NPA sa mga pulis, sundalo at mamayang Pilipino. Pati rin po sa mga natitirang resource persons na gustong mag-abogada papuntang ICC, si Attorney Maria Cristina Conti, na kandidato ngayon ng Bayan Muna Party List. Kasama po ang inyong katabi na si Nery Colmenares ng Bayan Muna. Sa NPA, nire-recruit ang mga kabataan para pabagsakin ang gobyerno at pumatay ng mga pulis, sundalo at tropa ng gobyerno. Hindi nyo naman kinokondena ang pagpatay nila. Ang kinokondena nyo ngayon ay ang dalawang naging most trusted leaders ng bansa na todo effort protektahan ang milyong-milyong mga Pilipino. In support sa advocacy sa Pangulong Duterte, ang Duterte Youth Party List ngayon, Kongreso, ito ang kaisa-isang nagpapanukala ng pagbalik ng death penalty para sa mga rapist, kidnappers, durugista at terorista. In behalf of the Duterte Youth Party List, kami ay nagpapasalamat sa todong suporta ng Pangulong Duterte at VP Sara Duterte sa mga tropa ng gobyerno at sa pagdurog nyo sa mga kriminal, durugista at NPA na terorista. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chair. At
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Bawal po pumalakpak dito. Kung gusto niyo pumalakpak, doon kayo sa labas. Maaari ba?
Mr. Chair.
Wala hong bastusan dito, ha? Sige, Congressman Acop, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I beg to disagree with my colleague. Kasi bata pa siya. Ako, I have given up my life for this country. The former president is only 2 years older than I am. But I have been fighting for this country. I was a member of the Philippine Constabulary and became a policeman after Republic Act 6975 was enacted. This statement of my colleague betrays her ignorance. Kung gusto po niya na magpa-imbestiga, mag-file siya ng resolution and maybe refer to the appropriate committee to be fair with her. She is a congressman. She knows the rules. However, your statement or your statements betray your ignorance of our rules here in this House of Congress. So I beg to disagree, Mr. Chair, na sila lang ang nakikipaglaban at marunong makikipaglaban sa kalaban. As I've said before, I have given the most part or most years of my life fighting the enemy of this country. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congressman Acop. Yes, let me emphasize na Wala pong may monopolya ng pagmamahal sa bayan dito. Pare-parehas po tayo rito. And following the suggestion of Congressman Acop, kung meron kayong gustong paimbita, mag-attend kayo ng hearing. Hindi ma-attend kayo kapag andito lang ang dating Pangulo, ang ating Vice Presidente. Umattend kayo. This committee hearing, this Quadcom, makes announcements of all its hearings. And from here on, we want to see you in our hearing, and please submit to the committee secretary all the persons you want to be invited. Wala hong ano yan, wala hong ano yan. Kung sino yung gusto niyang imbitahan, pwede po yan. Gusto ko lamang pong liwanagin na wala hong may monopolyo sa pagmamahal sa bayan dito. Hindi kayo, hindi kami. Pare-parehas tayo nagmamahal sa bayan, pare-parehas tayo nagseserbisyo eh. Diba? Huwag niyo sabihin mas magaling kayo. Dahil kami, hindi naman namin sasabihin magaling kami. Pero kung pagmamahal sa bayan, pare-parehas tayo. Huwag niyong sosolohin yan. Dahil magagalit si Congressman Dan Fernandez. Anyway,
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chair.
Congressman Abante and then Congressman Senior Deputy Speaker Gonzales. Congressman Abante.
Katulad din po ni Congressman Romy Acop, gusto ko ring sabihin ang ilan sa aking talambuhay. 1986, Mr. Chair, muntik nang bumagsak ang Pilipinas sa NPA. Mayroong 37,000 na armed NPA sa bansa. Mayroong 5 million na mass support ang NPA. That was 1986. Kinausap ko ang dating Chief of Staff, si FBR, upang ang aming grupo ay makipag-ugnay sa CRS upang labanan namin ang NPA saan man sila naroroon. Bilang isang religious leader, wala po kaming dalang armas. In fact, kami po ay nag-create ng grupo na ang tawag confrontational evangelism. Nang ibig sabihin nun, habang NPA ay naghahasik ng lagim sa mga bayan, kami naman ay nagtuturo ng Biblia at ng tunay na kalayaan sa bayan. Ako din po ang isa sa mga nagsuggest kay FBR nung araw na magtayo ng isang civilian force na magiging kasama ng armed forces. Naging pangulo po sa FBR. Kasama po ako doon. Naging konsyal ako ng Maynila. Andiyan po si Atty. Bebot Bello. Alam po niya na magkasama kami sa lakas nung araw. So tama po ang sinabi ni Congressman Acop, ni Congressman Ace Barbers, na lahat po tayo nagmamahal sa bayan. Kaya nga, Mr. Chair, gusto kong itanong sana dito kay Senator Trillanes if he is working for the ICC. Are you working for the ICC, Mr. Chair?
Hindi po.
You are not.
Hindi po, Mr. Chairman.
But you are connected with the ICC.
Opo, by virtue of being the first to
So, Mr. Chair,
yes.
This man who used to be a part of the armed forces that should be a patriot in this country has been conniving with the ICC in this country. Now, we would like to have a balance here. Hindi po yung unfair tayo o bias tayo. Balance lang tayo dito. Hindi natin dito inaakusahan ang sinumang personalidad. Issues. Kaya nga sinasabi ko sa ating former president, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit kinakailangan pumatay tayo ng 30,000 people sa war on drugs. Naniniwala po ako sa war on drugs, Mr. President. Suportado ko na ayaw natin ang bansang Pilipinas mahulog sa kuko ng mga drug pushers and drug lords. Ang nakakapagtaka lang, Mr. Chair, kung bakit kakaunti lang ang napapatay ng mga drug lords at drug traffickers at libo-libo ang napapatay ng mga drug pushers at daan-daan ang napapatay ng mga drug users. Huwag natin pag-usapan dito ang ideolohiya. Pag-usapan po natin dito kung paano natin pagagandahin ang bansang Pilipinas. Yan po ang pag-usapan natin dito, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Abante.
Mr. Chair,
our senior
Mr.
deputy.
Chair, would like to manifest.
But before
Okay.
I recognize you, I will recognize Senior Deputy Speaker Dong
Thank you,
Gonzales.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My dear colleagues and the former President, our Vice President, For the information of our colleague, Congresswoman Ordenas, ang tanong po, bakit nandito po tayo ngayon? Because I'm the one who stood up in the floor last August 5, for your information, na calling for a joint investigation for the pressing issues of extrajudicial killings, illegal drugs, and illegal activities linked to Philippine offshore gaming operators. There are a lot of House resolutions. I filed also a House resolution number 1346 directing the inquiry in my own town in Mexico, Pampanga, and you know all of that doon po nakita yung worth 3.6 billion pesos na 560 kilos of shabu. And that is in my district, and that is in my province, and that is our town in Mexico. And nakita po din natin yung 3.8 billion worth na intercepted sa Subic Port na inotor po ni Congressman Jeffrey Conghun. Sinabi ko po lahat ito, there are a lot of House resolutions and we have consolidated. That's why this Quadcom form na dumaan po sa tamang proseso, dumaan po sa Committee on Rules, and I think this is the first time in the history of Congress since 1907. This is the first time na nagkaroon po tayo ng Quadcom Committee. So wala po itong personalan, wala po itong politika, ma'am. Hindi po kami kay former President, wala po yun, ma'am. At sa ating Vice President, do not monopolize the love of country. Mahal po natin lahat ang bansang Pilipinas. Kami po, dito, nakatayo kami. We are staying here up to 2:30 in the morning. We are inviting all resource persons to dig it out what is true. Kung sino po, hindi naman ibig sabihin, in-invite ka rito, akusado ka na. Hindi po. There are a lot of witnesses going to the office of our chairpersons of these various committees to testify, to tell the truth, at kami naman po, hindi naman po basta-basta, kinukuha natin yung mga witnesses. So I repeat, Mr. Chairman, thank you again for the opportunity. And I would like to enlighten our co-members, the members of this 19th Congress, please attend this Quadcom hearing. Totoo po yun. Hindi lang po andito ang ating former President ngayon. Nandito kayo. Hindi lang po nandito si Vice President Sara ngayon. Nandito kayo. Hindi po ganyan. Kahit sino po tapat, wala tayong pinipili. This is the love of country. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Gonzales. Next, Congresswoman Castro.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Palabas na sana ako, pauwi na talaga sana ako. Kaya lang narinig ko yung manifestation ng ating kagalang-galang na colleague, Representative Cardema. Alam niyo po, Mr. Chair, paulit-ulit yan yung manifestation na yan. 3 beses ko na yung narinig na paulit-ulit. Laban sa mga NPA, laban sa mga progresibong grupo, laban sa mga party list ng mga progresibong kagaya namin. At yung mga tinutukoy niya siguro ay kami yun, no? At talagang nakikita naman natin, ano ba talaga yung intention, no, ng mga ganitong manifestation. Ito ginagawa natin ito tulad ng sinabi ng ating chair at SDS. Panglabing isang araw na natin itong ginagawa, no? Nagpupuyat tayo dito, nagpapagod, hinahanap ang truth, etc. Para lang makita natin 3,000 ang napatay, more or less, sa panahon ni President Duterte ng EJK. So wala ba yan sa inyo? Karamihan diyan mga kabataan na walang kamalay-malay na naging biktima, Mr. Chair, ng ng mga karumal-dumal na mga pagpatay sa panahon ni President Duterte. I know idol mo si former President Duterte, Mr. Chair, idol ng ating colleague dito, kahit na yung ating Vice President. Pero dapat po ang tingnan natin dito ay yung kapakanan, lalong-lalo na yung ating mga kabataan, no? Kaya po, at isa pa po, Mr. Chair, hindi natin pinapayagan sa ating committee yung pag-disrespeto sa ating mga resource person. Narinig ko rin na binabanggit yung mga pangalan ng ating mga resource person na nandito. So dapat po igalang natin yung rules kung gusto nating makatulong at gusto nating magtrabaho dito sa Kongreso. Kasi ito naman talaga yung sinumpaan natin, ito naman talaga yung mandate sa atin. Ay tumulong na lang kayo, no? Tumulong na lang kayo. At hindi yung ganito, tama yun, maghain tayo ng resolusyon para kung gusto nating may ma-resolve na problema, like yung problema halimbawa ng patuloy na armadong pakikibaka. Bakit ba merong mga armed struggle? nilulutas natin yan hindi sa madugong paraan, hindi sa militarisasyon. Kaya nga tayo ay nagkakaroon ng peace talks, di ba? Dapat magkaroon ng peace talks at hindi ito no, na militarization yung ating laging iniisip at laging sinasabi natin na terorista si ganito at si ganon. So, Mr. Chair, pasensya na po kasi nagiging irrational no yung mga ganitong mga statement ng ating colleague. Pasensya na, with due respect. Sana hindi na maulit ito at aasahan natin, tama po. Aasahan natin sa mga susunod na mga hearings si Representative Cardema na tumulong siya sa atin sa paghahanap ng truth dito sa ginagawa natin sa Quadcom at sa iba pang mga hearings, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Maraming salamat, Congresswoman Castro. The next to interpolate, and I think the last to interpolate, is Congressman Romy Acop. No, last for the first round. I was referring to the last interpolator for the first round. We still have another round, second round. So, Congressman Acop, you have 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Alas 9 pa lang po, nandito na ako kanina. Nag-aayos pa lang yung mga page natin ng mga upuan. Mr. President, please allow me to ask the questions to you. And I hope they would not be considered as stupid questions dahil ayaw nyo po na matanong kayo ng stupid
Biro lang yun, sir.
questions.
Biro ako.
Part
of it,
Thank you.
araw-araw na, may mouth.
Marami pong salamat, Mr. President. Clarification lang po. A while ago, kayo po ay natanong tungkol dun sa mga prinisinta ni Senator Trillanes na mga bank accounts. And you said you would sign a waiver.
Mr. Chair, with all due respect, Mr. Chair, can you please, can I move for 1 minute suspension?
1 minute suspension. Sergeant at Arms. What is the commotion? Bakit?
I think, Mr. Chair, it's better that we
What happened?
transfer some of...
Nangyari? You wish me to explain? Nang dumaan lang ako, Mr. Chair, sabi niya, di ba bayan muna ka? O so ano ngayon?
Speak louder.
Nang dumadaan ako, Mr. Chair, ang sabi ni Mr. Cardema, di ba bayan muna ka? Tumatakbo ka sa eleksyon. So sabi ko, marami namang congressman dito tumatakbo sa eleksyon. Bakit kami ang mini-mention mo?
Okay, sige po.
yun
Maraming
na
salamat
naman
po.
po ang ano ko.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you,
Mr. Chair, I would advise our guests here, please not to provoke anybody, especially the guests here, if I may humbly request, para hindi ko tayo tumagal pa.
Thank you, Congressman Adjong.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
may I ask former Congressman Eric Colmenares as a resource person to go back in the meeting room?
No, I think he's going to the comfort room.
Unless nasa siya, sa comfort room.
Yeah, he's going to the comfort room. So please be reminded, Mr. Cardema, ito reminder lamang po. Dito sa committee ito, hindi nyo po pwedeng itaunt, palakpakan, o insultuhin kahit sino. Paalala lang yan. The next time gawin mo yan, baka ikaw ang magsisi, ha? Just a reminder. Thank you. Now, let us proceed. Congressman Acop, I'm sorry. You have 10 more minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll make it short because I want to go home also. Mr. President, a while ago, Senator Trillanes presented some bank accounts on the screen. And because of that, you stated that you are willing to sign a waiver. Tama po ba yung pagkarinig ko, Mr. President? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I would like also to inform you, Mr. President, that kung namang problema po kayo dun sa pamasahe po ninyo, pagpunta sa hearing na ito, I have told the chairman na pwede namang yung gobyerno ang mag-spend para sa inyo.
Salamat,
Under
sir.
our rules, Mr. President.
That would be hindi naman great, but that would be saving. 3 pamalengke yan, 4.
Yes, Mr. President. Totoo rin po ba yung pagkarinig ko kanina, Mr. President, that you would volunteer to go to the ICC and have yourself be investigated,
Yes, sir.
provided the funds will be...
Yes, sir.
Baka magkatotoo po yun, Mr. President. May magbibigay ng pera eh.
Sir, mas mabuti yan, sir, makapasyal ako. Wala man talaga sila makuha sa akin.
Thank you, Mr. President. Now, pero doon sa statement po nyo kanina, I don't think you would want to volunteer simply because you wouldn't want persons who are colored white to judge you. Tama rin po ba yung pagkarinig ko?
No, I'm open to I'm a public official, sir. So I am open to public scrutiny and public judgment. Official ho ako ng gobyerno.
Yes, Mr. President, pero narinig ko po kanina na doon sa pagtatanong ng isang kasamahan ko na you wouldn't want to be judged by white persons. You would rather want to be judged by Filipinos, your fellow Filipinos.
Yes, sir. Hindi ko... when it comes to the dispensation of justice, hindi ko... I do not have the respect and the whatever sa mga puti. They have always looked upon us as inferior ever since. That has not changed over time, many years. I would rather that I be heard, I be prosecuted by a Filipino, heard by a judge, sentenced, then I can appeal, then if it is affirmed, then I can go to the Supreme Court, and if the Supreme Court says that I go to jail, wala namang death penalty ngayon, I would willingly go to prison. Sir, basta Pilipino lang. Wag lang foreigner. Ayaw ko yung puti, sir. May sentimento ako sa kanila.
Maraming salamat po. Would you agree with me, Mr. President, na lahat po ng sasabihin nyo tungkol sa isang issue, isang bagay, it becomes a policy statement of the country when you were the President?
Yes, sir.
Yes, and therefore, when you stated things about the war on drugs, don't you think it had encouraged our police force to be so aggressive in implementing the war against illegal drugs?
Sir, ang police natin, sir, hindi naman yan pinupulot sa daan eh. They are recruited and they undergo 2 years. And one of the subjects, lahat na, and criminal law, nagtuturo rin ako kasi to augment the income at that time sa pamilya ko, sir. Tinuturo namin ang lahat. At yung lahat ng mga ating police, sir, ay edukado na yan and well-versed on how to handle a police work. So, bago sila magsabi na binugbog ng police o ganun, titignan mo muna, sir, kasi ang police, usually, hindi kagaya ng ibang civilian, kung may gulo, they can stay away. A policeman, whatever is there, a quarrel or anumang gulo, has to go there and confront what's happening and to pacify and make an arrest if need be and bring them. And sometimes hindi mo madala yan, sir, basta-basta lang mahila mo, minsan lumalaban, kaya nabubugbog. Kaya pagkatapos niyan ang labas, ang pulis ang nabubugbog. Talagang yung mga lasing, hindi mo mahila yan, sabi mo restuhin. Tao lang pulis dito. Hindi pa ka ganun. Talagang mabugbog ka ng pulis. Tama naman. Because you have to overcome the resistance in order to make the arrest. Otherwise, inutil ka na pulis.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yun pong, yung statement po ninyo na you take full legal responsibility for the acts of the members of the police force. I've heard that so many times.
Wala akong choice, sir. If you're a mayor, napakaduwag mo naman kung if you shy away from your responsibility because you're supposed to be giving the direction. Ang police po, nagtatrabaho lang yan. So ang police, pag sinabi mo, pumunta ka dyan sa mga lasinggero na yan, and always there is a resistance, a quarrel, eventually there will be a confrontation. At hindi natin maiwasan, sir, ang kaso. Kaya ako naawa, kasi alam mo noon, sir, pag ang pulis napailan ng kaso, on that day, wala nang sweldo. Suspended na ang sweldo. Pati yung mga anak. Kaya ako, pro-police talaga.
Marami po salamat.
At noon fiscal ako, pro-police talaga ako.
Yung pong statement nyo kasi, itinuturo rin doon sa academy under the principle of command responsibility. A leader or a commander is supposed to be responsible for what his people will do or would fail to do.
Yeah.
Basically, it's basically the same doon sa sinasabi ko.
To what they have learned from you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yun po yung...
Yes.
But, tinuturo din po sa amin sa academy na kung ganun po ang sabi ng commander, the commander is responsible, pero ang responsibility lang niya for those legal acts to be committed by the members of his unit. Hindi
sir.
kagaya po ng sinasabi ngayon, nakikita po natin nangyayari, meron kayong policy statement regarding the war on drugs, tapos hindi naman po nila in-implement ng tama. Why? Because according to our investigations, they have committed crimes in order to fulfill their mandate.
That is the reason why yung police na dapat i-appoint nila sa syudad o municipality, kailangan tanggap ng mayor yan. O baski na kaibigan ng mayor yan, okay na yan. Because there will be a smooth, orderly administration of law and order. Pagka nagka-bikil yan dalawa, sir, mahirap masyado. Lalo na kung ang chief of police gusto rin magpasalida, if I may use my for lack of yan ang minsan nagkakagulo. That's why there's always a friction. That's why magbuti yung batas na ang mayor talaga ang mamili. Why? Because the mayor is the elected leader of the community, not the police chief. So hanggang guidance lang. Ngayon, kung illegal yung maraming yan sir, illegal, maraming pa kung ano-anong mga sugal, then I can always report to the provincial commander. And kung hindi na talaga niya makaya, sabihin nila na, sir, i-relieve mo na lang ako, but he can make a report, copy furnish, lahat, including the president. Importante yan, sir, kung may complaint ka, the office of the president ang pag-report. Ako noon, pagka kailangan may office of the president talaga yan. Kasi pag nakita ko yan, lahat binabasa ko sa gabi. Pag nakita ko yung then that night, tinatawagan ko kung sinong secretary in.
So, let's make it clear, Mr. President. You take full responsibility for the acts of your police force, but you are not responsible for their individual acts which would constitute a crime.
Sir, bago ito sila na police, nag-aral ito ng academy ng 2 years. Of what purpose would have been or it would be kung walang natutunan ito sa basic criminal law, criminal procedure? Ako doon sa amin, ako ang natuturo mismo . And not because of the money now, but because I want to share my knowledge with the police so that we can have a better police force. Noon, sir, gidaginot ko yan. Ano ang daginot sa Tagalog?
Unfortunately, Mr.
Kasi
President.
kailangan ko ng pera.
Unfortunately, Mr. President, some did not learn maybe from your teachings. That's why.
We have the terms kalawags.
Opo.
Money, sir. Basta dyan sa police nagkalitsi-litsi, it's always money. Or, dalawa yan, sir. May pangalawang asawa yung mga gago o may sugalan dyan. Pero whichever, yung first na dalawang asawa, hindi masyado ko ang magdikdik niyan kaya marami tayong may kasalanan ng ganun. Maybe the chairman can explain to us what that means to a layman's term.
Marami pong salamat, Mr. President. May I ask Attorney Conti, when would you consider a person a criminal?
Your Honor, under the rules, a criminal would have to be convicted of a crime. Prior to that, it would just be someone who is either accused if already indicted in court or charged if only complained of before the prosecutor.
Did I get you right, Madam Attorney, na ikaw ay magiging criminal kung ikaw ay na-charged and you have been convicted with final judgment? Ganun po ba yun?
Could be, Your Honor, but pwede din po sigurong sabihin na criminal na kung kahit yung initial na conviction lang po muna. Kasi, kumbaga, may conviction ka na from a court. Balik na rin ko po, kapag sa fiscal, charged or respondent, kung tatawagin, kapag nakarating sa korte, accused, and then pag na-convicted, criminal.
So, even if you have been convicted sa, for example, regional trial court, nag-appeal siya hanggang sa Korte Suprema, he's already considered a criminal under the eyes of the law?
Yes, Your Honor, because there is a conviction. Of course, you can contest that. Pwede nyo pong sabihin na, under appeal pa rin naman. But the conviction stands. It could be just that hindi siya nagsiserve ng sentence.
Mr. President, would you agree with that definition?
Yes, sir, because there has to be a conviction. Hindi mahirap yung sabihin mo na basta i-demanda mo lang. Especially yung yung sa nagtatrabaho lang, sir. Yung mga minor offenses, lumalabas yan sa blatter ng police. Tapos lumalabas yan sa database nila. Yung mga pobre naman na pag-apply nila for trabaho, lalabas yan eh. So, no matter na hindi kailangan conviction, basta may police record, automatically it is a negative. Between a choice na walang violation, ito may violation. Pagka doon may police record, kawawa talaga, sir. So,
thank you, Mr. President. Nagwo-worry lang po kasi ako doon sa kanina meron po kayong example na inilabas na doon sa Davao, merong mga tao na pumasok sa isang bahay, nagnakaw, nag-rape, tapos pagbaba nila, nandun ka, patay sila. Yun po yung sabi nyo kanina. Did I get you right, Mr. President?
It's not that easy to kill a person.
I know.
Sinasabi ko yan, sir, yung mga kidnapping with some, hindi sinasauli, pinapatay na lang. Yung mayor ako, hard talaga ako dyan.
So,
talagang hard as hard. Yung rape mo, patayin mo.
Sinasabi po nyo ba sa amin ngayon, Mr. President, na you discarded the presumption of innocence of each and every individual? Yun po ba ang gusto nyo sabihin sa amin ngayon?
I am not ready to answer or to give you an accurate answer on that, sir. Depende na yan sa konsensya ko. Kasi yung sa mga pulis na kaharap ko. Kasi alam naman ng mga pulis doon na pag sinungaling sila or hihilain nila yung innocenteng tao, alam ng pulis nila, bugbugin ko talaga sila. Nagbubugbog talaga ako ng pulis sa Davao, sir. Pagka-abusado na pulis, talagang pag inabutan kita sa istasyon, sigurado yan. So, kaya disiplinado ang pulis ko.
Would it also mean, Mr. President, that sometimes you have discarded the presumption of innocence, then you would also have discarded sometimes the principle of due process? Would that be correct?
Due process, yes, maybe. Pero yung sabi, innocence, sir. Huwag nandyan yung babae. Alam mo karamihan dyan, minsan. Usually, nandyan yung babae. Magsumbong dyan sa opisina ko. May pasa dito, may bugol dito, black eye dito. So bakit? Binugbog ako. Sinong bumugbog sa iyo? Yung pulis dyan sa Talumo. Sino? Sabi ko yung Bongo, yung senator, tawagin mo. O pagdating doon sa opisina, tawagin ko yung asawa. O manood ka. Saan ka unang sinipa? Dito. O sipain ko. Saan sunod? Sinuntok ako dito. Suntokin ko. Tapos sunod saan? Sipa uli dito. Sabihin ko, pag inulit mo yan, papatayin kita. Hindi na kita papalusutin.
Thank you, Mr. President. The last issue, kasi doon po ako nag-worry. Yung pong statement po ninyo na sinasabihan nyo yung mga pulis na pag hindi lumaban, i-encourage nyo na lumaban. Would that be correct? Yung pagkaintindi ko po ron?
Yes, sir. Kung may hold up at pumupurma ng lumaban, palabanin mo para matapos na ang problema natin. Pero kung nakasurrender na, sir, tinapo na yung baril sa... Alam nila, hindi yan.
Paano po, Mr. President, magkakaroon ng depensa na self-defense yung taong nag-i-encourage na lumaban yung isang tao?
Well, that would be a question of batas na yan, sir.
Yes, I agree, Mr. President. That's why there are three elements of self-defense as a defense for you to be acquitted of that crime.
That is for the fiscal to decide at that stage. Wala na yan dyan sa police, sir. That is far removed na kung meron ng ano.
Pero po, lumalaki yung tsansa na sila po ay madali. Pag ganun. Ibig sabihin, mas malaki yung tsansa na sila ay makonvict simply because hindi natupad yung isa sa elements ng self-defense, which is lack of sufficient provocation.
Pag nalaman ko, sir, na nagtatrabaho ang pulis, yung tama lang, magtanong ka sa Davao, lahat ng Davao, pulis. Pag na-charge mo ang pulis, sa trabaho lang, suportado ko yan. Ako ang nag-alam ng lahat. Ako ang nagbabayad ng abogado. Habang suspendido siya, he receives a commensurate salary doon sa sweldo niya. At tinutulungan ko. If it is in the fulfillment of duty. Pero kung abusado na policer, magkaka-enkwentro talaga tayo. Yan ang sabi ko sa kanila, iwasan mo kasi hindi ko katay talaga. papalusutin. At marami akong nabugbog na pulis. Hindi na ngayon, sir, matanda na ako. Nung mayor pa ako, yung batuta nila mismo yan, gamitin ko batuta sa batuta ninyo. Kaya pag nanagatin ako, may kasalanan man yung gagong yan, tinatapon nila yung batuta kasi alam ko gagamitin ko sa kanila. That's the only way to, hindi mo mapakiusap ang pulis. Hoy, pulis, alam mo, may batas. Hindi kayo dupapit ng ganun, ha? Huwag kayong pumasok kasi bawal yan. Professor ako ng academy. Itong mga to, katagal ko ng fiscal year. Fiscal ako for 9 years. Alam ko yung asta ng lahat. Yung hold-upper, yung pulis, yung gagong pulis, yung mabait na pulis. Yung mababait na pulis na papasubo, suportado ko rin yan sila. Talagang to the hilt. Pero pag ikaw ay gago, ay na, mag-inkwentro tayo. Pero sa criminal, sir, talagang mainit ako, lalo na sa druga. Noong presidente ako, time and again, I have shown to the public how cruel, how brutal, how brutal I was in dealing with drugs. Kasi sir, ang druga kasi, ang target niyan, ang mga anak natin. Hindi makaresist eh. Yung pagpano dyan, udyukan, ito, gamit namin dyan. At their age, sir, wala silang depensa. Ngayon, pag tinamaan ito, sir, what would happen to the next generation? Yan nga ang masakit, sir. Can I be given a little para ma-portray ko talaga ang totoong istorya. Oh, here is a mother. Magpunta ng abroad. Hindi na talaga natin alam. Sometimes they rape, abuse. Yung iba, magreklamo. Yung iba, maghanap na lang trabaho but they will endure the brutality sa nangyari sa kanila. Why? Because kailangan nila to send the money. Otherwise, yung gago na walang trabaho, magsige lang inom, ang mga bata walang pagkain, walang eskwela. Kaya ako mainit dyan. Mainit talaga ako sa mga lalo na yung mga droga sa mga bata. Mainit talaga ako. Ay, hindi ko lang masabi sir kung paano ko martilyuhin ang mga kamay niyan. I cannot just portray. Hindi ako nagyayabang pero magtanong ka na lang ng pulis ka man. Minamartilyo ko talaga yung...
Thank you, Mr. President. Would I be correct as my last question? Kayo po yung naniniwala na sa Machiavellian principle that the end justify the means?
Unfortunately, sir, rightly or wrongly, I believe
in that Machiavellian principle. Marami pong salamat, Mr. President.
There's no other way to deal with criminals except to instill fear. Pag hindi ka nare-respeto ng kriminal, walang mangyayari sa iyo.
Marami pong salamat, Mr. President.
Laruin ka.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you, Congressman Akop. Mr. President, okay pa ho ba kayo?
Mr. Chair.
So you're still okay if we proceed, yes, Attorney Conti.
I'm sorry, sir, but with the indulgence of Kong Akop, with your line of questioning, Your Honor, I have a photo which I would like to show to illustrate the Machiavellian approach. This is the death of Benjamin Visda. May I ask this, Mr. Chair, the photo I submitted to the Secretariat earlier, just a trigger warning, because this illustrates a death that is allegedly under manlaban circumstances. May we ask the photo, trigger warning that this shows blood. This is the death of Benjamin Vista, who was killed by the DEU Manila Police District, Station 1, under Colonel Redentor Ulsano on October 4, 2016. He was in handcuffs, Your Honor, and was shot several times in the head and has a defense-type wound through and through in the arm. And I believe, Your Honor, this is in the context, and if we can zoom in, he is in handcuffs. And I believe this supports Congressman Akop's line of questioning that this was really an intense approach to the war on drugs, Your Honor. And this shows that those who heard the President encouraging these kinds of scenario to perhaps set up this kind of killing. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Attorney Conti. Mr. President, okay pa ho kayo? We can
Sir, mic please, sir. Mic.
May basic training yung police na yun. Yung pinapakita mo, tinatalian mo. What? Anong tinuturo ko sa inyo sa Police Academy kung yan ang ipakita mo sa akin yung trabaho mo? Mawaking kita.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yung photo na yun, nagpapakita ng mga abusadong trabaho ng pulis. Kaya hindi
yan,
ho dapat
yan,
natin, dapat po yan ay kinukundina.
Marami yan, sir. As equally as there are criminals na hindi pulis, maraming kriminal na pulis. The only way to deal in my city, sa akin, sir, is, pardon the word, death. Sinasabi ko talaga sa mga pulis. Kaya ako, I have the most disciplined police in the entire country. Pardon the words, but I will just relate kung anong sinasabi ko sa inyo. Putang ina ka. Huwag mong sabihin police.
Point of order,
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, consistent with our rules, a while ago, Mr. President, 3 beses niyo po sinabi yung word na GAGO, and I move, Mr. Chairman, that we delete that from the record, and also that word as well.
Please, to the stenographers, please.
You can even erase my mouth, sir, if you want.
You strike off from the record the foul language that was that we heard. Mr. President, kayo po ba pwede po kayong magpahinga? We can excuse you if you like.
No, sir. But i-backbite pa ako ninyo dito. Nandito ako sa harap ninyo.
Mr. President, marami pa ho na mga pagkakataon at we will still need your presence, and we would need your wisdom on some of the items that we want to deliberate on. So medyo kung pagod na ho kayo.
Hindi pa ho. Hindi kayo napagod. Hindi pa rin ako pagod. Sabay na tayong mapagod. Para sabay tayong umuwi.
Mr. President, we have a lot of topics in the next hearing pa po sa POGO and also dun sa public accounts. So,
interesado rin ako, sir. I'm not ignorante ako dyan, pero I'd like to learn.
Okay.
It's a learning process dito.
So, yes, thank you, Mr. President. Yes, Congressman Paduano.
Just a short manifestation, Mr. Chairman. Anyway, Mr. Chairman, this hearing today supposedly was postponed for November 2021. Now, this is just a short notice for everyone, and that includes the members of this committee. Kaya nga, marami ring wala. And we postponed this hearing today because of the presence of the former president. And we take it the opportunity to have him. Now, we have to continue the hearing on the next schedule, Mr. Chairman. Kasi alam mo, for example, we have some documents that we need for the next hearing that address to the former president, particularly the statements that was made and the presentation that was made by former Senator Trillanes. We don't have in today's hearing because of short notice former Colonel Espinido with regards to war on drugs. We don't have in today's hearing because of short notice Police Colonel Grijaldo and other police officers. We don't have today former Mayor Mabilog and all other resource persons supposedly that were invited for the next hearing, and that is scheduled for November 21. And I hope the former president and the resource person understands. No, and well, in fact, this is not only the Quadcom that we are working. No, well, in fact, in just this week, I have 2 hearings with my own committee, and I know everyone has a lot of hearings being done every week. That's why I hope that the former president and the resource person will understand the situation of this committee and the short notice that was given to the members and the resource person for today's hearing, Mr. Chairman.
Sir,
thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Congressman Paduano.
I was once a member of this August body. So, naintindihan ko, sir.
Thank you.
Nandito na ako.
Thank you, Mr. President, for understanding. Thank you po.
Thank you, Mr. President. Magkasabay po tayo noong 1998 sa 11th
Yes, sir.
Congress.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, Congressman Adjong.
Yeah, Mr. Chair. May I have at least two questions I'd like to ask, just for a clarification, Mr. Chair, and confirmation, Mr. Chair.
You have 10 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I was listening to the exchanges between Chairman Acop, Romeo Ancop, and the former president, and I thank the former president for responding to the questions of Congressman Acop candidly, and honesty and for being straightforward. I also pick up one of the questions from Chairman Acop when he asked the former president was he's willing to sign any waiver, and straight away the president gave an answer, affirmative answer.
Bangko, sir?
Yes, the waiver. Yes. So I'd like to ask again, Mr. Chair, for fairness sake, no, to the former president. Did I hear it correctly?
Ganito lang, sir. Give me one purpose. Isa lang. Bakit i-produce ko yung... I-produce ko. Ang problema, yung bank account hindi yung akin lang yan, pati sa asawa ko. So, I cannot waive her right to secrecy. Ako wala akong problema. But the problem is, joint account yan eh. So, I have to ask my wife to appear here and to ask her if she is ready to waive the bank secrecy law.
So is it, okay, thank you very much for that, Mr. President, for clarifying. So is it now the understanding of the committee when the former president was asked by Chairman Acop that would the president be willing to sign any waiver? Would that be safe to assume, Mr. Chair, that would be conditional? Or because I presume when the former president right away answered the question of Congressman Acop, I presume that it was actually in affirmative and it was actually in all candidness, all honesty.
The problem is, what is the purpose of this investigation? Am I under the investigation? Bakit ako mag-produce maghingi kayo ng bank accounts ko?
Yes, Mr. Chair, I was just merely requesting...
What is my purpose here?
No, Mr. Chair, with all due respect, I was just merely confirming. That's why when I asked the former president, confirming and to elaborate further on the question propounded by Chairman Acop, it got my curiosity and I got intrigued because when the question was straightforward and the answer was also given straightforward. I was just confirming now, Mr. Chair, with the former president. Yes, please.
Ayaw ko kayo magduda. So if not in public, I'll give you a copy. I will show you a copy on condition na it sticks with you.
Thank you. With that, Mr. Chair, I guess it was clarified by the president. I would have wanted, for example, for the response of the former president to really be in accordance with how he responded in affirmative, but based on the clarification right now, Mr. Chair, it seems that it was conditional, no, Mr. Chair. Just for a confirmation lang po and for clarification, Mr. President.
Hindi, kasi ang problema sa joint account kasi yan. So I had it back of my mind about my wife.
Okay, I understand that, Mr. Chairman, Mr. President.
I'm sure you have a wife and you have bank accounts.
Yes, I have a lovely wife, Mr. President.
Walang solo dito na may bank account tayo. It's always, pagka may asawa ka, joint talaga yan. That is the Filipino way of doing it.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your straightforward answers.
Thank you, Congressman Jong. Yes, former Senator.
Well, just for the record, joint account between Duterte and Vice President Sara Duterte. So sila not the wife. Yun po ang dun sa nakuha natin. And just like what I anticipated earlier, Mr. Chairman, na yung pagsasabi niya na he's willing to sign a waiver, it's the same thing. It's always a bluff. Ngayon, yung sasabihin niya, sasampalin daw ako, pipirma siya ng waiver, sige po, pwede, papayag ako, sampalin niyo ako, pero pirma muna kayo sa waiver.
Mr. Chair, point of order, just to maintain decorum in this proceeding, and just to be fair, may we request the former senator not to provoke any resource persons because that won't do any good to anyone.
I apologize,
Please,
Mr.
thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chairman, ipakita ko lang yung video noong 2016 na ginawa namin na inadmit niya na yung ownership of those accounts, Mr. Chairman. May mga dates po yun.
Gano'ng katagal itong
mga 1 minute.
Make sure it's short kasi...
It's shorter. Mabilis lang.
Sige.
Yes.
Technical? Comsec?
Showing.
That is fabricated. He does not own it because it is non-existent. Deleted less than 200
I was born in 1945. Nagtrabaho ako. Lahat ng trabaho, lahat ng hirap. Hanggang bago ako nag-retire sa politics. Do you think I cannot accumulate even 5 billion? Sa negosyo ng asawa ko, pati ang sweldo ko. Mababa naman siguro ang pagtingin ninyo kung inutil kami na basta na lang maghihingi kami ng pera sa tao. Siyempre, sir, may negosyo ang asawa ko. Both the first and the second, puro mayaman yan sila.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Marunong magnegosyo eh. Plus, sweldo ko malaki. Sir, libre. Alam mo, pagkain ko libre. For so many years, libre.
Mr. Chairman, i-explain ko lang yung video, Mr. Chairman.
Sige, thank you, Mr. President. Yes, please make it short, former Senator Trillanes.
Yes, Mr. Chairman. But before that, isasabihin ko lang, nung una, wala daw pamasahe, pero ngayon, mayaman daw. Pero just para lang ma-record. But dito po, doon sa video, nung una, nung nilabas ko yon, nung araw, ando doon yung mga dates, dinideny po nila. Pero nung when nag-deposit, nakakuha kami ng mga deposit slips, eventually, in a press conference by the media, inamin niya that sa totoo yung mga accounts. Then, ano na nga, eventually, yun ay naging basis ko, Mr. Chairman, nung pagpa-file ko. But
coming from
just to be sure, Mr. Chairman, eventually, doon na lang po doon sa mga papatawag sa next witnesses. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, former
The
Senator
Filipino nation is listening. Maniwala kayo sa kanya o maniwala kayo sa akin? Make your choice.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Chair.
Congresswoman Jinky Luistro, you're recognized.
Mr. Chair, my questions are directed to the former senator. Ma'am, I understand that almost all your cases were dismissed already.
That is correct, Your Honor.
All cases were dismissed already.
There are 3 cases. First one was dismissed, granted, the murder evidence was granted in 2021. And then the second case, acquitted po ako in 2023. Although that acquittal was elevated to the Court of Appeals, or was questioned before the Court of Appeals by the Office of the Solicitor General, nam labag po sa principle of sa right against double jeopardy. Kasi acquittal nga po. The third case was also dismissed this year. The last third trumped-up drug charge or case was dismissed. Na-dismiss po nung July lang of this year. So, wala na po.
And all these cases pertains to violations of the dangerous drugs law?
Yes, conspiracy daw po to commit illegal drug trading. At first, it was just an illegal drug trading consummated. Pero na-realize ho ata ng mga prosecutor ng DOJ na mahihirapan sila sa isang consummated illegal drug trading na charge dahil wala nga real evidence, walang physical evidence, walang drugs. Hindi nila in-identify. Ano ba yung drugs na trinafic ko? Wala hong